welcome everybody, and thank you for being so patient with me today. This is the 40K to 400K formula, where the goal for us is to just share with you the strategies that are working for us right now with the brands that we work with in Australia. A lot of new faces, which is really good, and we do quite a lot of interaction throughout this session. So I just want to go through a bit of groundkeeping rules before we do kick into the session. So, firstly, this will go for about 60 to 70 minutes, give or take, depending how interactive everyone here is today. So, try and put away at least the next hour to really focus and get the most out of this. If you got kids in the background, things like that, that is no problem at all. Just have your mute on, your webcam on as you need fit for this session. But yeah, let's lock in. And then, secondly, everyone, I've seen a couple webcams, which is really good. The more webcams, the better for us. It just makes it a nicer experience when we do a lot of our feedback to see faces. So if you're comfortable with it, please do turn that on. If not, that is okay though. And lastly, a lot of you already are, which is great. Have a chat. So there's a chat function at the bottom of Zoom. We're going to be asking a lot of questions. Again, this is interactive. So I will be kind of asking questions throughout, and this is where you guys can engage with us until maybe you can come off as a guest and come off mute. But if that makes sense to everyone and we're all good to go, can you just leave me a yes in the comments in the chat so I know we're all on board and we can kind of get this thing kicked off. Just leave it in the chat, a yes. I see a couple of yeses already. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, cool, lovely. All right, love a good interactive crowd. So there are a few goals that I want to really nail for everybody here today. I know I've spoken to a fair few of you, so I have a kind of an idea of where everyone's at. But what we really want to do is show everybody here how to turn browsers into buyers. Now, this is a pretty big deal for us, and what that really is talking about is what we call conversion rate. Now, conversion rate is simply, say 100 people land on your website and one purchases. That's a 1% conversion rate. Now, if from 100 people, five people purchased from your website, that is now a 5% conversion rate. So what we really focus on is making that conversion rate on our website as high as possible so we can really maintain profitable e-commerce businesses as they grow. So that's a big deal today, guys. And the second one is going to be to see what's broken in the business. I know a lot of people here may be already running ads to the business. Maybe you're working with an agency and you've tried to get some traffic to your website before, and for whatever reason, it didn't quite work. You weren't profitable. You weren't able to see enough return. Or maybe you're starting to think of how do I run ads myself for my business right now. We're going to go into a lot of why it doesn't work for a lot of people and what you need to be doing and focusing on moving forward to see success there. And lastly, ultimately, I want everybody here to walk away with at least a 90-day plan on exactly what you need to focus on to start growing or optimizing your business over the next 90 days. And something I usually get in kind of feedback when I tell people about this session is, well, typically they have a couple questions about it, and it's really all revolves around, is this going to be worth my time? Is this going to be, useful for me in my business? And it kind of breaks down, usually I've noticed, into kind of three different types of questions, and they're all understandable. The first one usually is this stuff that we go through, is it going to be relevant to me in my business? Maybe I sell something interesting, or I've been selling it for a while, or I'm very new. Is it going to be relevant for the kind of products that I'm selling? And just to let you know, everyone, that we worked with just about any kind of products in any niche that's out there. If it's ecom, we have worked on it, and we are going to be telling you strategies that is generally for ecom. So if you are selling products, this will be relevant for you. And secondly is this going to be relevant for my size? So we have quite a broad range of people who come to these workshops, and that's completely fine. Some people don't even have products yet. Some people are already scaling to six figures. And that is, again, completely fine. Just to let you know that when we help people who are scaling, we're usually optimizing things. However, the same thing that we optimize, we teach as fundamentals to those who are just beginning. So it doesn't really matter where you are along that spectrum. This is going to be useful information for you and your business. And lastly is, well, it's a very important question. You should always ask yourself this when you're looking for any help online for e-com, and that is, is it going to work now? Is this relevant now? Or is this old information that's just being regurgitated? Just to let you know, everything that we're going to teach you today comes directly from the brands that we work with inside the e-commerce circle and Insightful, which is our Shopify agency. And we'll go a little bit more into that in a minute, but it's all proven, it's all battle tested, and it's all updated every single day based off the results that we get. So yes, it's going to be relevant now. It's going to be relevant next year, and it's going to be relevant every single year after that, because this is stuff that we keep on testing. And I want to kind of go through the type of people that we ideally want to really help succeed. Or these are the kind of people that we see the best results in. And typically it's going to be someone that is passionate about doing this. You already know that this is something you want to do, and you have kind of a good, strong understanding of your why. For some people, it might be that you're just a business savvy person, or you've always had that interest and you really want to give it a crack. or maybe you're someone who you actually have a product and you just really love that product and that brand and you want to get it out there as much as possible. Or you might be someone who just, you have a family and you want to be able to leave a legacy and kind of create a lifestyle that you can really enjoy for your family moving forward. No matter what it is, as long as you understand that and you are committed to this, and you're the kind of person that we can definitely help. And then the second kind of thing that I think is very common for everybody is that feeling of overwhelm. You've probably come into e-commerce not quite understanding how many things there are to do in e-commerce, and it can kind of feel like you're juggling plates or you're spinning plates. And yeah, this is what creates that overwhelm. So for us, what we really like to do is to help people overcome that overwhelm by just getting very clear on what are the next steps for you every single part of the way. And lastly is, if we're all being honest with ourselves, we're running businesses because we want to make money. We want to build a lifestyle for ourselves, and we don't want to grind ourselves in the ground doing it. So for us, a big thing is being profitable, maintaining profitable businesses, and making sure that we're not just paying the ATO, we're not just paying our employees, our manufacturers, our ad costs, etc. That we're actually building a business that has money for us left over at the end of the month that we can actually build a life around. So if any of these three resonates with you, then I do think you're in the right place. And I think it's going to be a cracker next 60 minutes or so. But I do want to give a quick introduction to Paul here, who he's the CEO of both sides of our businesses. And you probably saw him in the ad, but look, just a bit of an introduction and why you should be listening to the next 60 minutes to us. Paul, if you want to go ahead and just give yourself a little bit of a who are you?
Sure. Who are me? Yeah.
Who
Hey
are
guys,
you?
thanks again for jumping on with us on your obviously busy Wednesday nights. So quickly, I've been in the e-com space since I was 16. I started an e-commerce business at mum and dad's house all the way back when I was 16, selling ADSL modems and routers and so forth. So I pretty quickly took over most of their house, and then not long after we got a warehouse and so forth. And fast forward to 2014, after selling millions of dollars of products, probably like $40 million of products. I exited that business to an ASX company. I then started Insightful, which is our agency. A few years ago, probably about 7 or 8 years ago, we changed Insightful to be a Shopify development agency. So now we build about 100 Shopify sites a year. About Chris McCoy, 2 years ago now, roughly 2.5 years ago, we started the e-commerce circle together because a lot of people were coming to me and they were like, oh, now that you've built my beautiful website that converts amazing and says the right thing, I need e-commerce coaching. So we started the e-commerce circle so that we can help brands grow from nothing to, first 10 grand a month, first 40 grand a month. We've got brands doing millions of dollars a month in there. There's nearly 400 people in that community. And having done this now for 25 years, I've spent a lot of time helping people sell just about anything you can possibly imagine on the internet. I've helped them build teams, whether that be employees or freelancers or contractors or everything. I like to think that I take pretty complex problems from most people and give them the shortcuts so that they don't waste years of their life trying to figure out how to grow an ecom brand like I did when I was young and inexperienced. So and the big thing that I do, I'm very proud of, is I've got a 3-year-old, actually nearly a 4-year-old this weekend, and a 5-year-old. And as a dad, I think it's very important that parents, even fur parents, if you've got dogs and cats and whatever, really important that I teach you how to do this stuff as fast as possible so that you can have profitable businesses that are fun to run, so that you get to spend time with the things that matter most to you in your life rather than just being chained to your desk. So that's what we do inside the e-commerce circle. Very proud of all the amazing testimonials and the transformations and stuff that we've had on the members of that community. And yeah, I hope you guys get some amazing value out of tonight as well. So back to you, Chris.
Cheers, cheers. Cool. And yeah, I mean, it's just reiterating everything that we teach here tonight is directly from the experience and directly from the results that we get. So it's all principle based, it's all results based. And I mean, just a couple of screenshots. These are just some brands that we work with behind the scenes. I know some people, these numbers might look like a lot, some it might look like a little. It's just to show you that this is really happening in today's economy with the real brands right now. I'll run you through a couple kind of case studies quickly as well with just some people that we're working with right now. This is Liz. Who, when she came to us, she was running industrial shed. So they're a tool business, and you can imagine how competitive this space is. They're doing about 40K a month already on this business. And for us, we really got in there and we helped her to really nail that website conversion rate and understand very clear brand messaging that helped her kind of cut away from the competition. And she just celebrated I think it was just her first 200K month about 2 months ago in the business. So she's had some really awesome, steady growth just using these strategies that we're going to share with you today. But then we also have people like Paul and Delane who This lovely couple, they sell protein powders and collagen, supplements, and they would be doing a lot of markets every weekend, grinding it out. That's how they made their living. We probably have some people in here who do similar things at markets, and for them, they knew that they had a great product. It was proven, and they just needed to get out there more and like, get that online presence so they could scale it. Same thing, we got in contact with them, helped them with that high converting website to really get that traffic nailed, and then helped them with that brand strategy and then getting the digital traffic to their website. From there, we're able to get them, I think it was from like 7 to 8K a month to like 40 or 50K a month pretty quickly. And just recently, I mean, this is only January this year. This screenshot up here, that's 120K they did in January. It's been going pretty steady since then. And they're at the point where the lifestyle they've built, they're very happy with. They don't really need to see any more growth. What we're doing right now is absolutely amazing for them. And our whole thing here is we're just going to help them to maintain that lifestyle for them and their family. Then we have a lovely lady like Karen, who she's in her late 60s. These are all her missions, by the way. I didn't just make this up. She's not techie. She used to be on Etsy and was getting crushed by Etsy fees. And you can see this is her website here that we helped her build. She actually hand makes these lovely little teacups and she sells them. And this is why she was big on Etsy for a little bit, but knew that she was very stuck there doing about 3 to 4 grand a month. And she listened to our advice. We got her on Shopify, helped her to build up this business, and to the point where now she's doing about 15 grand a month through her website, selling these teacups that she hand makes, which is really awesome. And then even someone like Jade, who Jade actually was at one of these workshops about, I think it was just over 12 months ago from now. Now, Jade didn't even have didn't have any product at all. She was completely new to e-commerce. I believe she's a physiotherapist, mother of two, full-time job, not a lot of time in the world. And she just knew that she wanted to create something else on the side that she could potentially be really passionate about and grow into. And Jade herself, like I said, she doesn't have much time. So she, in the e-commerce circle, comes to calls. We do a lot of live calls and coaching calls, and she can't come to them live. So she watches the recordings between the time where she puts the kids to bed and then goes to bed herself. And she has just slowly chipped away and built this business to the point where she's doing 50. I actually think it's 20 grand a month now, last I checked, just by kind of chipping away with a spare bit of time that she had every single day. And this is all just to say that no matter where you are right now, you can make this work if you really are passionate about it. And I believe that we can help you with it, with what we're about to go. And I do have an unhidden agenda. I'm going to make this very clear. I probably already spoke to a fair few of you about this so far before today. But obviously, we want to work with as many of you as possible after this. Now, we're going to really commit to giving you as much value over the next 50 or 60 minutes or so. But at the end of this, I'm just going to ask you permission now. If you find it very valuable, do you mind if I just share with you how you can continue to get our support after this session? Just drop a yes if you're okay with that in the chat, so I know we're all on board. If no, it's completely cool as well. I don't like you don't have to stay. You can leave whenever you want. Carrie, yes. Jeff, yes. Thank you very much. If you're a no, again, all good guys. Yes from Rachel, beautiful. Yes from UD, Tracy. Thank you, everybody. Rhett, thank you so much. Awesome. Love a good communicative crowd. John, are in. Beautiful. Now, I just want to run through this quickly with everybody. So the reason we do this is because it gives us a very good idea of the level of the audience where we're at, so we can get really specific with the advice that we give you throughout today's session. So don't feel nervous. You don't have to share the exact number right now. Don't feel nervous if you are just a startup or you don't even have a product. That's completely fine. But I'd love for you guys to share roughly where you are on your journey right now. Are you a startup? Are you in the setup phase? Are you in the grow up phase or the scale up phase? Just so we have a rough idea. We got a couple startups. That's completely fine. I know we have a couple pre-existing businesses here who are in more of the scale up. That's cool too. Set up, startup. Yeah, awesome. Start rep. Perfect. Yeah, no worries. Grow up. No worries. Awesome. Judy just took over an existing biz. No worries. Tracy, still relevant. Scale up for Amanda. Yes. Startup. Perfect. Perfect. Scale. Yeah, lovely. Awesome. Bit of a mix in today's crowd. I have a gift shop in Noosa and about a year in building my... Yeah, look, guys, I include the brick and mortar business. If this is a business coming from a brick and mortar, that absolutely counts. You have a lot more foundations to work with, so that does count. You can just say, but, website new. Grow up on track to scale up next month. Let's go down. Start up with Ramona. Yeah, Irene, still in the setup, trying to choose the right products. No worries at all, Irene. You're in the right place. Lovely. Okay. Now, I just want to quickly clarify. When we share these results with people, sometimes they accuse us of just being lucky. And I really got to assure you that the reason we're able to repetitively get these results that we share with you is because we have a system on how we do this, on how we help brands grow. I'm going to take you through that system quickly before we jump into the audits. But this is what we call our more orders model. This is the system. everyone. This is exactly how we help brands go from anywhere from scratch to 40K per month, and those brands go from 40K per month to 400K per month. It is these three sides. These are the needle moving parts that we really, really focus on. And if you're astute, you would have heard me you would have picked up me saying what these things are, what we really focus on when we're talking about those case studies earlier. But we usually like to play a bit of a hangman game on these sessions, just to give you a go at guessing. What do you think each of these three sides are? I want you to have a couple guesses. There's no bad guesses, but I will give you a bit of a clue that it starts with each of these start with S and T. So let's get a couple guesses, everyone. Put me out of my misery and let's play a bit of hangman and see who can get these right. What do you think the three different sides are of this thing? What are the three different strategies that we focus on?
Here we go. We'll see who played Hangman as a kid. This was always
Sales.
either. Yeah.
So, John, sales is the result of these three things that we focus on. You might
Good
have picked
try,
up
Chris McQueen. Whatever happened there. Try again.
systems, close, start, scale, not
First letter
quite,
S,
stop.
second
These are
letter T, guys.
all very close, but yeah, they all start with S and T. So
Yeah.
this is addressing your online presence.
Yeah. Chris
This
McQueen just gave you some tips in the comments. First one has 5 letters. Second
store,
one has
bang.
5 letters.
We got red with
Yes.
store. Yes, first
Go
one was
on.
store. The
Here we
second
go.
one, this is all about how we speak about ourselves as a brand. ST.
Pretty similar to store.
Might sound like story
Style.
style.
Not quite,
Re-
not quite.
That's how Red talks. Red talks
Story,
about himself.
bang.
Style.
Tracy, story. It is story. Yes, Judy, story. Exactly. This is our story, our brand story,
All
how we
right.
talk about ourselves, and I'll jump into what those mean in a minute. And
Come on,
last
Rhett.
one
Bring it
is
home, Rhett. Get 3 for 3. That'll be no one's done it before.
this is how do we develop the strategy?
Oh, you know a game through. Jeez.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Rhett's
Judy,
All right, I messed that one up. But yes, everybody, it is store, story, and strategy. My bad. I've ruined the game. We should end this. I think we just end the thing here, guys.
That's it. Chris is
No,
fired.
look, these are the three biggest needle moving things that even if a brand comes to us and they're already doing 100K a month, these are the things that we help them optimize. And if you come to us and you've just started, it's the things that we help you nail as fundamentals. So store is all about conversion rate, like I mentioned before. This is such an important thing, and I'll tell you why it's important. Because if you're a small Aussie brand, and small Aussie brand really is anything below doing a few hundred grand a month, you're gonna, no matter what you sell, you're going to have stiff competition. And in the current economy, if you try and just go, ad spend against bigger brands who can undercut you in cost, you're going to lose this battle, and it's going to be very hard for you to scale. So what we really, really work on is how do we make our website convert as well as possible, so when we do spend money on ads eventually in traffic, we actually get money back and we're profitable, allowing us to grow month on month. Because if we don't focus on it, you'll run ads, you'll get traffic to your website, it won't convert, you won't make sales, and you'll be wondering, why didn't my business work? So conversion rate and conversion rate optimization is a massive thing for us, and we'll go through a lot of that later today in the session. Now, story, this is all about Chris McLean. This is his thing here, but I'll kind of quickly explain what we mean by this. It's all about brand messaging and communication. And this is simply the actual words that are on our website, on our socials, on our emails, on our wherever we exist, that explain who we are, what we do, and really importantly, why people should be spending their hard-earned money with us and not our competitors. Essentially, this is how we really dive deep on work that most people avoid doing or just don't do, and we cut ourselves out of the competition by getting very clear on those few things and building trust and authority in our brand. So this is all about story, guys. If you're not doing this, if you haven't focused on this before, it might be a new concept to you, but it is massive for us. And lastly, the strategy side of things. This is simply how we plan in 30, 60, 90 to even 180, 270, 360 day plans on how we're going to tackle the growth of our business. So we're very clear on this month, I'm focusing on this thing and this thing. And next month, I'm going to increase it a little bit. And then the month after that, then I'm going to add the next thing. This is how we stop people from, like I mentioned before, becoming overwhelmed because you feel like you're doing 1,000 things at once. We nail the few things, the few fundamentals, so the biggest needle moving things, and that's how you see the most growth as a small business and one that's ready to scale. So now that we've done these three strategies, this is how we operate. What I want to do is bring up a few of those brands before that shared their lovely websites. And Paul, you have the pick of the litter. Let's bring up one or two of them and we'll get a bit of an introduction. And then we're actually going to start auditing that website and we're going to show you how to apply these three different strategies that we just explained to you. So, Paul,
Yeah.
did you see any
I
that you
reckon,
liked?
yeah, Sparrow and Finch is probably one that we can have a look at. With
Sure. Who
the
was Sparrow and Finch? I can't remember the name for that one. I have to scroll
please,
up.
please come off mute if you're Sparrow and Finch. I think it's Tracy.
Is it Tracy? Tracy, are you happy to come off mute for a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right, Tracy, here's your opportunity to get tons of free publicity. So tell us all about the brand, how amazing it is, why you started it, or if you purchased it or whatever you did, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, so it's a fashion business, women's clothing. And I've always been into fashion, and my husband said that it's time for me to go and do something because we've recently sold a business that we've been doing together for the last 20 years on and off. But so he said, you go do your thing, and it sort of landed on fashion. But I bought an existing business. Here it is, yeah. And there's a lot of old stock, which is I've only had it for a few months and I've sort of been doing some changes to the website because I felt like it was a little bit not old fashioned, but it just wasn't my style.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of clothing on there that isn't quite my style either, but it's not really about me. But I just think anyway, it's sort of there's stuff there from years and years and years ago. There's over 2,000 items that I've inherited. So
wow.
It's a little bit overwhelming in there. And I feel like that's maybe some of the problem of people going in and just kind of not knowing what to do next. Also, I know that it's not great to have like two calls to action, like shop new arrivals and shop final clearance. But I kind of, I guess that's some advice I'll be needing. But I really want to get rid of that old stock, which is why I want to kind of focus on the clearance, but then at the same time I also don't want to just be known as a clearance website.
Of course.
Sorry if I'm rambling, but I just want to quickly say that the old owner was really just sales, always having discounts, and I feel like there's a lot of the reason why I bought the business because they had this quite a good following. There's like 30,000 followers on Instagram and stuff like that, but I think they're all just only discount shoppers.
So
yeah.
So first question for you is like you've got some beautiful products in here. I agree with that 100%. So Chris spoke about the story component of this. Now, when I land on the website, and Chris McQueen from our team will probably agree with me a lot, he goes, there's no story at all. There's just like products, subscribe, trend, news order, sales, like exactly what you said, right?
Yeah.
So when I land on your website, there's a few things that need to be happening for a consumer to know that they're actually in the right location and they're on the right site that is, built for them. So, for example, you have, let's just draw. I'm going to draw all over my screen and you guys can see, and I'll pick a different color so people can see what's going on here. Let's pick a bright green. So there's a thing called a H1 tag that you don't have at the moment. And I'll go into what that is. And then you go to H2, right? And then we come down here, and then there's things down here that are called trust statements. So trust statement is just a statement that you make where people go, oh, yes. So what you need to achieve is as soon as someone lands on your website and they read your H1, in their head, they just go, yes, yes, yes. And then they read your H2 and they go, yes, yes, yes. And then they read your trust statements and then they go, yes, yes, yes. And then they come up here and they read this stuff and they go, yes. And then they see the photos of the models and so forth. And they go, again, yes, yes, yes. So you're not doing any of that at the moment. It's just like, hey, we're going to give you 10% off. You can pay pay by Afterpay and free shipping. So we need to workshop a bit and figure out what your new H1 is. So talk to me a bit about what your primary product is that you're trying to sell here and who you're trying to sell it to. Obviously, it's women, but you're selling dresses. But let's get a bit deeper into that, if you can help me with that a bit. That's a question for you, Tracy.
Yeah. Resort wear, I guess they call it, is that what you're asking? Like for specific clothing? Is that?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, where do you wear it? What time of the day do you wear it? Do you wear it to events? What is it?
I guess it's kind of, it's holiday dressing, but then because we're in winter now, there's, cardigans and things, which isn't really holiday dressing, but it's seasonal. So, but normally it'll be going out, dinners, lunches, holidays.
Or
All right.
like events, like
Events.
event clothing or event. Is it
Um,
dresses? Is
not
it
not
mainly
not
dresses? Is
probably
it,
not so much weddings, but it's like,
yeah.
it's boho clothing, it's like flowy dresses, and they call it resort wear, like pants and
All
linen,
right. So,
linen and stuff like that.
so what we're going to do, and Chris is going to help me with this. So just quickly, this platform that you're seeing here is a platform that we've developed. It helps us do hundreds of different things. I won't go through everything in here, but it helps you nail how you talk about your brand, how do you run your ads, how do you increase your average order value, how you make Facebook ads, how do you set up your email flows, everything. All right. So we've spent months building this thing. You guys can use it when you become part of our community and so forth, and it saves you tons and tons of time. But I'm going to use one of the tools today, and I'm going to show you how we can potentially figure out what your H1 and H2 is. So now I started already, and I said, I come up here, and what do I get to? Let's just go, we'll do it again. So I'm working with this brand. All right. And copy this into here. And the only content you got at the moment was on your About Us page. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to grab this. And I'll say one thing. So this tool is, hang on. Chris, can you see it still? Yeah, you can still see it. So this tool is based on how like Chris and I do this with you, as if we were sitting at my kitchen table and we're building out your H1 and your H2 and everything for you. So in addition to all the other tools in there, right? It's not just like going to ChatGPT or Claude, all the other crap on the internet and going, hey, help me do this, because it'll give you a terrible result. So this is all built around the systems and the process and the methods that we use to do all of these processes. So I'm working with this brand. Here's the content from the About Us page. Is there any other content on here at the moment that I can steal?
Not really, I can tell
Not
you.
really. Chris, can you mute whoever else that is? There's like chewing or something.
There's blogs on there that are really old that I should delete probably until I get new stuff. But apart from that, there's, like you said, there's just the shop. There's not really anything else of interest.
All right, so let's do this then. So you think people should wear it at resorts, right? So the founder thinks people should wear these dresses.
Well, on holidays.
Yeah.
In
Out
summer,
for dinner, out for lunch.
north.
Yeah. Would
You
you
live in
refer to
Noosa.
it? Yeah. Would you refer to it as like boho, or would you refer it as like what is it? What's the vibe?
Yeah, I would say boho.
Yeah, is boho. Yeah. What else?
Just flowy neutrals, but I try and use natural fibers, not polyester. Nice, breathable, comfortable wash as well.
All right, let's also do this thing. So if I go to this particular tool here, this shows me everything that you're actually ranking for on the site at the moment. So this is a tool you guys can go buy. It's called SEMrush. So at the moment, let's see where and I wouldn't normally do this, but it's going to help with this exercise. So what has a lot of searches? So our Marfrey coast dresses. So coast dresses is probably something that is important.
Amalfi Coast?
Yeah, so people going on
Euro.
Euro summer holidays, I guess.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So that's a bit of a niche that you're in. Yeah. Here are some of the keywords the site, don't mind my terrible typing, ranks for at the moment. What else has got? So 290 people, 210 people a month search for that phrase. So then we've got, where's another big one? Lots of them. Lots and lots. Gingham dress. Is
Yeah,
that another one as well? Oh, spelt right would be that one, yeah? Gingham dress.
Yep. God, there's a lot of them.
There's heaps of them.
Is
Lot of
this
typos.
Is it?
So
how recently are
there,
these searches?
live this month. 22,000 people a month search for that. It's actually 40,000. You got to double it.
I better get myself some more gingham dresses.
You got to buy all of the gingham dresses. And what else? let's just rock with that, because if you can just sell that, you'll be very busy.
Mm.
All right. Let's start there. Right. So I've given it a bit of context. So again, it'd be like me and you and I sitting at the table, and I'm just like, what are we trying to sell here? Right. So now this can take a bit of time. I might try and go through it quickly. So clarifying question. So what do we want to answer here? So most important, absolutely, is going to be the gingham dress is the top category. What do you reckon your unique selling proposition is? Like, what makes your stuff unique? Sorry, there's someone chewing. I think I'm going to mute him. There you go. What do you reckon is your unique selling proposition?
Just it's different to the stuff that you get at Kmart or Target. Yeah, it just tries to be a little bit unusual.
All right, we probably wouldn't use that target motivation, so so that women feel beautiful, obviously.
Yeah.
BAU. Whatever. Close enough.
Comfortable, stylish.
Yeah, that's it. Comfortable. So I'll say one thing, right? When Chris and I do this for brands properly, big brands, this takes us weeks to do, right? But if you do this properly, like, it's an absolute game changer, because all of this stuff is what you use in your meta ads, your email marketing, your social media, your user content creation, everything, right? So you dial this in. This is the story component, well and truly dialed in. So how much is a gingham dress at the moment? Roughly like $300 or something?
Retail?
Yeah.
Oh, $100.
Oh, is that it? Okay, right.
Maybe 150.
Yeah.
Depends if it's short or long or maxi or but
how much social proof do we have at the moment? How many reviews does the business have?
There's like 160 in there.
160 plus.
Some of them aren't great. They're from, a while ago, but yeah. I've tried to reply to the ones that aren't good. Well, I've started to.
Right, cool.
But ever since I've taken over, they're all good.
They're all good now.
Yeah,
okay,
they're good
that's
now.
good. Yeah, I'm going to try and do this briefly because there's so much I need to cover. So, all right, here we go. Let's have a look. So this is spitting out stuff now. This is just version 1, right? We're probably going to roll with this as version 1 because it's going to be good enough. But let's have a look and go back to the top. So, for example, and again, what we're trying to do is when ladies read this stuff, they go, yes, 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 So let's find a good one. Which one do I look? Gingham favorite loved by 160 plus women, right? That's not perfect by any means. However, people read that and they go, oh yeah, like, I'm looking for that type of dress. 160 other women like it. Like, it's probably a good start,
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Chris, jump in as you wish. Yeah, dresses you won't find in chain stores. So I would want to change some of these things though, so that I would be like, you can see where it's going here, like unmatched gingham dresses only at Sparrow and Finch. So it's kind of going, oh yeah, that's a bit of a big bold claim, right? Or wear the dress everyone asks about, wear the gingham dress everybody asks about, for example. So I'd go, oh yeah, I want that so that I feel like that, right?
Yeah.
So, and as you can see, there's heaps here. So, you see where I'm going with this. So if someone read that H1, they go, yes, right? So what I want to do now is now give me some ideas for some H2s, and I'll show you how this all connects together. So again, H1 just means heading 1. It's the biggest heading on your homepage, right? It's the biggest heading because it's the most important thing to browsers, Google searches, ChatGPT, all of these things, right? So H2, we would something have along the lines of, boutique gingham dresses in natural fibers and neutral tones. So people go, yes, 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 I read that. Or, styles not found in major retailers. It's only found with us. Or look effortlessly at brunch, So where we would use all of those things, like I spoke about here, you have that there, you go, there's your H1. So someone reads it and they go, yep, 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 yep. And then they read your H2 and they go, yep, 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 yep. So the more yes, 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 yeses you get, the more people are going to comply with you and scroll down. So coming back to this bit here, where I spoke about what I call trust signals. So trust signals were all the circles. So the next thing that we've got would be, give me 10 trust signals now for this brand. And this will make sense in a minute. You go, oh, I can see what you're doing here, right? So let's do this. So for example, the first trust signal that I see straight away when I'm landing on here, right, is whatever it said over here. 165-star reviews, proudly Australian owned, exclusive boutique, natural fibers, fast dispatch, 30-day returns. So again, for everyone who's paying attention at home, what's happening here, right? So now that we've done all of this, before you've scrolled anywhere, you have like 10 to 15 yeses, right? And you need to think about when you're trying to talk to a consumer, it's much like talking to a toddler, right? The more time you go, hey, clean your room, brush your teeth, eat your food, right? More you repeat it, more times they'll go, oh yeah, yes, Dad, yes, yes, yes. The more times they're going to do stuff. Is this making sense to everybody so far? Do you want to add anything to that, Chris McLean?
No,
good. Nailed it. All right, cool. So now another thing we want to do is, again, you still have no more text down here, right? So the next thing you'd want to do is go, what's your USB? So let's do this. We can use the same thing now. Actually, there's probably like a million other USP generators in there, but for the purpose of this, I'm going to use this one. Now help me write a USP for this brand that is, how long do we want it? I don't know, 150 words. And I can't stress this enough. Like when you all start working with us, which I hope you all do, like please nail this stuff, because what is super important is when you run ads, right? And when you send emails, you need to say all of this stuff in your ads, because if you say all of this stuff in your ads and you stop women that are on Facebook from scrolling and they go, oh, what's this gingham dress all about? Oh, they've got 160 reviews. It's natural fibers. It's Australian owned. It's blah, 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 blah. Their mind instantly just starts going, yes, 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 yes on the ad. Then they leave the ad, right? And they've stopped looking at, whatever nonsense on Facebook, that day, it's distracting them. They land on your website and they land on this beautiful website that will read as, at some point we'll make a beautiful website for you and you'll go, oh, headline, yes, H2, yes, trust signals, yes, everything else is in the right order. I'm going to give you all my money, right? But when you don't have consistency and congruency between what you say in an ad or what you say in an email or what you say at wherever, and you send people to your website, you're not going to convert them. Is this making sense, people? If you've got your webcam on, just give me like a hands up or something because I can't see the chat. So I want to make sure you're following.
You've got a couple of hands in the chat there, Paul.
Yeah. So again, here you go, right? So Sparrow and Finch's Boutique is your destination for dresses with heart, made for Australian women who want to feel beautiful, comfortable, and unmistakably themselves. Our curated collection focuses on gingham and natural fibers, blah, 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 blah. Think boho, think this, think that. And you can see where this is going. So makes sense.
So you're saying that needs to be on the front page and right on one of the H1, 2s or 3s, right up there.
Right in the banner.
Right down here. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense. So this is a very, very, very light on version of how you need to handle your story. Right. So when we go through this process, like we go super deep. I might even show you this, for example. So Google Drive, give me a second. I'll show you a file. Jump into here.
Grab a website as well, Paul, as an example.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Brand communication. Sorry, Craig, can you stay on mute? Sorry, mate. I think I can hear you scratching or something. I keep muting you.
Muted.
There you go.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, I've muted Craig about 6 times. All right. So now, again, when we do this with you guys, this is what we go through and how we really come up with this stuff. So we go, hey, what are your personal values? Why are you doing this like personally? What are the brand values, right? What are the beliefs that this brand holds? What is the personality that this holds? So all of this stuff is what ultimately formulates what goes into your story, down into like, what is the persona of the brand, right? So, what does it sound like? What is the customer empathy map look like? What do they want to hear? What do they want to see? What do they want to do when they're in an ad and all the way through to this is our ideal customer. So for example, for, I think it was Tracy, what it was, you go, this may be Tracy's ideal customer is Jenny Smith. Jenny's 32, she's 40, she lives in Byron. She makes $100,000 a year. She's married, single, whatever. She's got kids, no kids. She does yoga. She goes to the beach. She does Pilates, So we help you go through all of this and we go, oh, cool. Well, we need to go figure out how do we empathetically talk to her to say the right things so that when she lands on our website, I won't go through all of this stuff, but we go, well, here is the USP and this is what we say on the website. And here is our H1, and here is our H2, and here is our trust statements, and here is our positioning statements. And when we nail this, there is nothing more important than like this than anything in an ecom. As long as you've got a good product, this is probably the second most important thing, right? And this is the reason some people crush it at markets, because they're in person in a market and they're talking to people and they're like, wow, you're a really good talker. What a really good story that you told me. But most people can't do that online. So you got to nail this, right? So we might park this component of this there for now. I think someone asked, can I have a copy of that? Absolutely. When you join our community, you can have all copies of this stuff. So stick around to the end. Now what we're going to do is go into the conversion rate optimization part of this, right? So what we might do there is like, let's go and pick your top selling product. Tracy, do you want to help me out here? Like, well, you don't have a bestseller section, so I'd probably add a bestseller section so that I can find your bestsellers.
Okay.
But what's the...
Well, I mean, do you want to put a gingham dress? There's gingham on there, but I mean, there's probably not many left. That's my issue.
One of these ones, potentially?
Yeah,
okay.
There you go.
All right. So first thing, nuke these massive distraction. You don't need these. So if we're comparing a product page, let's have a look for a second. What do we got here? So we got sizing. So size guide. Okay. One thing, guys, please, when you set up your Shopify store, and if you don't have a Shopify store at the moment, like just drop us a message. We'll get you a free Shopify account. It's free for like whatever, 90 days or something. Make sure you turn on the big ugly purple button that's called Shopify Pay, because most people use checkout using that button. I'll give you an example. Let me bring up a client site for you. So, and this is probably a great comparison because they sell clothing. So do you, all right? So let's do a side-by-side comparison here. So, and I'll say a few things. There's a lot of psychology going on here in terms of the flow of all of this and why this site will convert much better than yours at the moment. But let's start at the top. We'll start in the middle. Like this Shop Pay button, anybody with a Shopify account can click that button. They can give you their money instantly. You don't have that turned on at the moment. So you can turn that on like at the end of the call. Things that you do have, you've got like sizing guide, you've got breadcrumbs, report, and price. You don't have a short description, right? You don't have what we call Metafield benefits. You don't have...
They're a little bit lower down. Yeah.
What?
There are benefits there. They're just in the wrong spot.
Yeah, can't see them. Yeah, there's not a short description as well. So I'll show you this side, right? Let's go through this. So there's the product name. There are 4 people looking at the product at the moment. There's a short description. Here is Metafield benefits, which means a Metafield benefit, again, all of these things here serve a purpose. They all serve a purpose. So someone just going, yep. Again, right? So they see the photo and they go, he's a handsome looking dude in a good looking shirt. And he's like not smiling, because no one in fashion should ever smile. I don't know where this thing come from, but everyone should look miserable in fashion. That converts better. So, but the rest of the page, there's like 20 yeses, right? So I can pay by Afterpay. There's the price. Oh, they only have 3 left in stock. I can add a wish list. I can add it to my cart. I can see heaps of photos. I can see how much shipping is. I've got returns. Right? So there's a lot of stuff going on here that you got to add to your site. But most importantly, you have to add all the stuff in the right order, because if you add it in the wrong order, again, all that happens is this particular page doesn't convert as good as it can. And it's the same for your homepage, which is, so this is Tracy's homepage. This is a collection page. This is over here when I show you. So, okay, that cart works really bad, so we got to fix that. But what should be happening is a cart drawer should pop out like this. All right, so you go, oh, thanks for adding the product to the cart. Like you nearly close to
like
getting
that.
Yeah, well, yours didn't do anything. It just did this thing.
Oh yeah.
So got to change that. So because when you have all the right elements in the right order, then, and you say the right thing, you can very comfortably then like smash tons of traffic at your website, and you're going to get way more conversions. Because if you go and start running Meta ads and Google ads and everything else and sending traffic to a site that doesn't say the right thing and is not built to convert, you're never going to be able to run a Meta ads campaign profitably. All right. So for example, I'll show you another sheet. So whenever we build a website for someone, Shopify checklist. Again, I don't know, this is not a freebie or anything, but I just want to show you the depth of this thing. So for example, we break up Shopify websites into here's your homepage, here's your collection page, here's your product page, here's your cart page, here's your other checkout page, here's your thank you page. And if I go quickly through just your product page, there is however many things are on this checklist, like call it 130 things that need to go onto a product page in order for it to convert as good as it can. It's same with your thank you page, it's same with your checkout page, it's same with your cart page, right? So because all that's going to happen is you're all going to spend a lot of money when you use like a cheap, crappy theme and it doesn't have the conversion elements in it. Is this making sense?
It does make sense.
Anyone have any questions about this so far?
That just looks so busy to me, that whole listing though. I think, I don't know, as a consumer, I'd look at that and just get overwhelmed and want to get out of it. Is it just me saying that?
It's different. Every site is different. So example, here's a site like that, completely different niche that is got lots of information, and you probably might go, oh, it's busy, but like it's different.
That's a bit less overwhelming. Yeah.
So every brand and every business is different. Like, so for example, like this brand here, right? It's very, let's go, you know what? Here's a great example.
Very
Go back to her site. So it says what it is, like the reusable product bag that keeps your veggie fresh. So you go, yes, 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 breathable, beautiful, machine washable, blah, 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 blah. Yes, yes. And we built this website, right? This brand's pushing $250,000 a month in this bag, right? So this stuff works. And you go, oh yeah.
I do think in like fashion brands are usually a bit less wordy, but that's just a fashion thing. Whereas like
fashion thing is
benefit-driven product where you need to explain things a lot more. So
country's not though. Country likes a lot of country niches a lot. Like different fashion is absolutely. So like like here is another one that's a bit more, you know, spaced out and so forth. So pick a product and go, oh yeah, great. You know, same kind of thing, though. Product name, people looking at it, Metafield benefits. So depending on the site, we just display things differently. So what I want to show you why this is so important as well, though, is because let's do this exercise. Tracy, are you open to sharing any numbers about what the brand is doing at the moment in terms of how many visitors you get at the moment?
Visitors?
Yeah. How many people hit the site a month?
Let me tell you, I'll quickly just have a look on my phone.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've only taken over a little while ago. And then, we're not, I've got 3 visitors on there right now.
Okay. All right.
So you're one of them.
Yeah. Everyone quickly go to Tracy's site so we get up to 30.
Do you want to look at the last 30 days? Is that what I look at?
Yeah. Give me that. That'd be good. I need the AOV, which is the average order value, and the number of visitors.
So
and the conversion rate.
Do you want to know sessions?
Yeah, sessions is fine.
Sessions is 18,000. 18.37K is sessions.
Huge. Right. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of visits.
But total sales, so this might be embarrassing, is 1.7 $1,700.
Yeah. What's the average order value of those sales?
Hang on. Total orders from...
So for those of you that don't know what AOV means, it means, say, for example, you get like 100 people come to the website, you know, a month, and everyone spends $100. You go, your average order value is $100. All right. So that's what we're trying to figure out, because it's a metric that you're always...
Is it not on this little top part that I'm sliding over? Because I've got sessions, and I've got total sales, and I've got orders, and I've got conversion rate. Is that what you were asking? Because that's only 0.09.
Yeah, conversion rate's fine. Okay. What's that number?
0.09%.
Okay, what out? Okay. Let's assume AOV is $100.
Pardon?
All right. So
what's the average checkout? What's the average order value? What do people generally check out? $50, $100.
She couldn't find it, so we're going to go with $100.
I can't find that, but it's around, it's around $100. And so I haven't been doing any meta ads or Klaviyo or anything, so I guess that's
good traffic organically then.
Yeah.
What do you think that's from? Is the previous owner like that? Were they working with SEO or organic? What was happening there?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
You guys can see my screen, by the way, right? I've got ChatGPT open here. Can everyone see that? Right. So sorry to cut you off, Chris, but
no.
Let's do some maths. So, for example, let's say that Tracy Tracy, like, be super excited about this. I would be going, this is going to be a ripper once you see what you can do here. And I'll also say, like, you know, we're not miracle workers. It's not going to get a 5x% conversion rate by tomorrow. However, like, if you did, watch what happens. So 18,000 visitors a month. Average order value is $100. Conversion rate is like bad, 0.009, right? So that means Tracy's making $1,600 a month. So $19,000 a year. Tracy's going, oh, this is not a good business that I purchased. However, if she comes along, and I'm going to talk to ChatGPT because it's easier. Hey, chat, what about if Tracy changed only two numbers? So she still had 18,000 visitors hitting her website a month, but her average order value was now $210 and her conversion rate was like 3.6% and nothing else changed. How much more money would Tracy make per month if she fixed those two things? And then also, how much more money would Tracy stand to make over the course of a year just by fixing those two things at the moment? So keep in mind, when we work with people like Tracy, we fix hundreds of things, right? But we fix these two things first because you'll see why in a second. So currently $1,600 a month, So if she fixed AOV to 210, right, and she fixed the conversion rate to 3.6, Tracy's business now does 648 orders a month, and she does $136,000 a month.
From the same
Just
traffic.
took a screenshot of that so I can show my husband.
From the same traffic. That's the most important thing.
From the same traffic. That's before you've started going emailing people, and if people didn't buy, you send them an abandoned cart flow, or it's before you start running any meta ads or you start doing anything. So when I talk to people about this stuff, Chris and Chris, mute whoever's talking right now.
Sorry.
So this is why I can't stress this enough. The quickest pass, especially for someone like you, who's bought a business that has so much traffic coming to it, you absolutely have to nail your story and you have to nail the strategy, the store, so that those two foundation pieces are like absolutely dialed in, because I say this a lot to people who have offline brands, right? So there's a lot of people that go, I've got a retail shop, right? And they go, my retail shop is it's beautiful, right? But if people were walking past your retail shop because the front of it was black, right? And then no one ever walked into it because you didn't have a good story. What's the first two things that you do, right? You make your shop look better and you tell a better story and you're going to get way more customers. But most people in e-commerce don't do that. They build a website and they get, Kevin from Fiverr and they pay him $1,000 and they build this site that they go, it looks pretty. And I go, and then I spend 3 years trying to make it work and it's just a flop, right? Because they don't have a site that converts and doesn't say the right thing. Is this clear to everybody?
I'll add something too, Paul. Even for someone, say you're not Tracy, like you're starting a business, you don't have the traffic yet. It's still, we go, we do the, what's the correct one? Horse before the cart, which is the correct way. You do things in the correct order. You make the brand, you make the store with the high conversion rate, with a website that's built to convert, and then you get the traffic afterwards, so you don't waste money. So even if you don't already have this traffic, it's the same order of things you'd focus on. And I think Louise just asked about specific percentage of conversion rate for like a high AOV product. I mean, this equation, like every different brand or every different industry has a different kind of equation, right? Like different focus.
There's no rule. I've got fashion brands. Yeah. I got some fashion brands that do $1 million a month and they got like a 4% conversion rate, and other people that do $1 million a month and it's like 1.2, and then the others that do whatever, like it's a bit wide and varied. There's no, anyone who will tell you a rule doesn't know what they're talking about, right? You got people that it can be anything, However, one thing that you should be brutally obsessed with is like, how do I make it better all the time? Right? Because you go, like, every micro improvement to my conversion rate is like way more cash in your bank. Like, even if you look at this for Tracy, like we looked at the difference, the difference that she would make for a month. Look at the difference that she made for a year. Hang on, Graham, mute Graham. So the difference per year, right? If she just kept that same amount of traffic per month, Chris, can you watch the room? Is a $1.6 million business. So I don't know about, if I was Tracy, I would be like, let's fix those two things properly, right? And again, I'm not going to say
today,
fix it by tomorrow, So again, like I would never guarantee that for anybody, but I'm like, that's what you should be aiming for, right? Especially if you have that much traffic coming to your website.
I was gonna say, Paul, you should have just done it with like 1% conversion rate. Like I'll lowball it, and it still would have been like.
Oh well, yeah, do that. Yeah,
yeah.
Let's make the conversion rate 1%. No, like whatever, 2% or something. instead.
And regarding, again, I want to go back to like Louise's question as well. Like every business, the reason we do these numbers is because these are the different levers, your AOV, your conversion rate, your traffic. These are the levers we can pull to really work on and actually affect. It's the things in your control. So every business, the devil's in the details. You'll know if you're profitable or not. You'll know if you spend X amount of money on ads, your website's converting X amount, you got X amount of traffic. You'll see the money coming in and you can see, am I profitable or not? And there's no one answer, but that's what we're aiming for as long as we are building profitable businesses. And that's how you kind of like look for those specific numbers. But you're going forward.
One of the biggest reasons I like to show people like this, like Tracy's a legit business person, right? She's run a business with a partner. So she's like, I invest money into things that make me money. Most people on this call are probably like that, right? So I say this because I'm like, at some point, Tracy and I are going to have a conversation about her buying a website from me. And I go, Tracy, it's going to cost you somewhere between this many $1,000, this many $1,000. Let's call it $7,000 or $8,000 or whatever, right? And I go, might cost you $8,000 to pay us to fix your website. And you go, okay, that's a lot of money. I said, yeah, but like, so is potentially losing, like, and these are the bad cases that Chris just gave you. Like, you could pay us $8,000, and if you fix those two things, you stand a chance to make $887,000 over the next 12 months. And you go, all right, that makes sense to me. Who wouldn't do that? Like if I could pay someone, buddy, $5,000 to have muscles like whatever, some fit person, I'd be like, well, it's worth doing. So, what we might do here is kind of do a bit of the next part of this. So I'm going to grab a whiteboard and I'm going to do what we call a fast path plan for Tracy. So presenting, see if this works. Let me know, Chris if this works. And I'll show you this because this is very applicable to just pretty much everyone on the call. First, I'm going to, oh my God. Try and drag that over there. 1 second. All right. Zoom is move stuff. There you go. Sorry, guys. This is my second day on the internet today. So if I clear that. All right. We're good. Move this. Everyone's watching me draw on the internet. How fun. So, all right. Let's do this. Now, I would go as far as saying probably every single person on the call has to fix this exactly same thing in this same order. So number one, you have to change color, is come along and go and fix your story. All right. Everyone agree? I got to talk about my brand better. I got to get everyone to say yes, 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 yes to me as many times as possible. Right. So down here, you can see this is like 90, 180. This is days, right? This is the course of the year. It doesn't take that long to fix this stuff. However, be kind to yourself, give yourself like 90 days to fix these two things. Fix your store. Next thing you want to do is, fix your strategy, story. Second thing you want to do, fix your store. Like whether you go away and you figure out how to add all the conversion rate elements from us, or you buy our, what we call our store converter kit, which is a fantastic DIY option, or you get us to build your website, right? Is even far superior option. You go, cool, I've got to fix this and I've got to fix these two things, right? So very easy to do. You either do it yourself or you pay us or whatever. Now, once you've dialed those two things in, right, and you go, as long as I've got a product and the product is like proven, right, the next thing you do is you just go over here and you go, great, I can start small and I can start spending a tiny little bit of money on ads. Maybe it's $5 a day, maybe it's $500 a day. But you can now do that way more confidently because you'll be able to take your story and you'll be able to put it in your ads and you'll be able to send people on meta ads back to your website and you go, great, I've told them a great story and I did that here and they landed over here. Happy days. I've now got a 3, 4, 5, 6x, whatever return on ad spend. So every time I put $1,000 in, I get like $5,000 or $6,000 back. And you go, great, I'm going to do more of that. Or I put $5 in and I get whatever, $100 back or something, right? Does this make sense? And the only other real thing that a lot of people on this call got to go is, well, if for some reason people don't buy, I need to set up my email. So there's a thing called Klaviyo. Klaviyo is like a banner cart software. So if for some reason people don't buy, you just go, I'm just going to automatically email these people for the next like 14 days. Again, talking about my story and going, hey, it's Louise here. I noticed you abandoned the checkout. Or, hey, it's Phil here. I wanted to send you some reviews. Or, hey, it's Kerry here. Here is a product that we just dropped and I want to give you 20% off. Or, hey, whatever, right? And you go, cool, here's like 7 to 10 emails. And you go, we're going to email the people. We're going to say the story. We're going to send them back to the website. And we're going to go, happy days. Now I've got a business. I send traffic to my website. I say the right thing. It's built to convert. No one's leaving me without giving me some money. All right. This is how you build an e-commerce business. Before you go do all the other stuff, before you go, I'll go do SEO campaign and I'll go hire an influencer and I will go do 900 other things, right? These are the most important things that you've got to do. And this is what, again, cover it off here. So I'll try and, actually, you know what? Where's the...
Just wanted to mention, Paul, because a lot of people who we work with, like they come in and they kind of struggle with really focusing on the what is my next move. And for us, it's like that 80-20 rule. Like sometimes it's just the few things you got to focus on that will provide most of the results. That's these things right here. That's why we get everyone to
100%.
focus on these things from the start.
Yeah. So story, strategy. Like we said, don't mind my typing. Be good if it was red, but anyway, whatever. You get my point. There you go. Nailed it. Does anybody have any questions about this so far? Like, now's your opportunity to go, I've got no idea what you're talking about, Paul. Or Paul, you're a genius. Thank you for sharing it with us. Or Paul, stop talking. Any questions? Nobody?
I think you've been answering them as we go, mate. So,
all right. We're doing go from here. Do you want to do this for another brand? Have a look at someone else's stuff?
Having a pretty good session so far. I'll leave it up to you guys. Like, if you're enjoying it so far, and we want to run through one more of these websites with someone else's, leave a link again, and we'll kind of go again, or we can start wrapping up. But
yeah, go to you. We'll go to your bit. All good.
Yeah.
Paul, you're a genius. All right, so Rhett wins a prize for the member of the night so far, obviously. So,
how much did you pay Rhett? Jeez. It's a fresh $50 coming to you, Rhett.
He's sitting in the kitchen. No. So,
can I ask a question? My name's Natasha.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just couldn't figure out the technology. I was like, no, I've got a question. So I'm an artist. I'm trying to design my own products. Do you think it's possible for me to have a Shopify store without having to do a crazy amount of content creation to try to promote myself? Like, do you think if I focus on these things that you're talking about today, you can still drive traffic to your store through ads without having to, just have your face everywhere and be a influencer?
if you have an exceptionally good story and you can scale that across even like 4 or 6 videos, that's all you need. You don't need 400 pieces of content and rah. You just got to go, what makes me absolutely so unique and captivating and interesting, and what's the hook, and how do I get people just to see my stuff? And then it's like, I need all of it. Right. So again, that comes out of nailing your story.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
That's great. Thank you. And this is the second time I've come to one of your talks, and I really appreciate you guys. It's lots of good information. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
Yeah. We've got a few other questions in here. We've got Brown Nose of Brett. Apparently, he said that about himself. Thank you. I'll be focused on the story. Use Shopify website business if possible. Yes, Trevor, you should refer to us as the Shopify website business, obviously. As I mentioned on the call, we build 100 Shopify sites a year. So, if you're looking for someone to build your site, you're in the right place. Next thing from experience, what other questions are there? All right, Chris V, I'm going to head back to you then. We got like 32 people on here. It's good.
Yeah, still kicking, which is awesome. So I'm going to kind of ask everyone here to be a little bit vulnerable with me if you can, just to kind of see where we're all at after the session we've just gone through with Paul. While I get up my screen, just give me a second. So I'm looking for everybody here to be very honest and to rate yourself and share that rating in the chat with me. So we got a green, yellow, red. Obviously, red means no good. I need to fix this ASAP. Yellow means I need to give this a little bit of love, and green means I actually think it's pretty good so far. It's going fine right now, and it's okay. For each of your story, and your strategy, I want you to give yourself an honest rating, red, yellow, green on any of them, and just share them with me in the chat. I want to see where everyone kind of thinks they are. If you're running a business right now, obviously you grade it on where you think it is right now, and if you're starting from scratch, just I want you to do this based on how confident you feel in tackling these sides of the business.
No judgment from us, guys. Like we've done, I think we've done about 100 of these workshops right now, and please feel free to just be like red. That's what we're here for.
Tasha's red, Tracy red all around, Rachel red, Jody red, yellow, story green, strategy red, awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna give everyone about a minute or so just to get your answers, and I want to see one from everyone. I want to see where we're all at. Irene red, Carrie red, yellow red. Lisa, red, red, red. I think I appreciate the honesty, guys. It is like usually it's the best first move is to kind of figure out where are you weak, where do you need to improve, where do you need to get help with, and these are the three areas. If you're focused on any of these, it's going to give you the most growth. Louise, story, green, strategy, yellow, store, yellow, lovely. Lisa Foster, red, red, red. Jeff, story, red. Store, red. Yep, because we're about to build it. Story, yellowish. Strategy, red. No store, that's fair. Poozy, Susie, green story, yellow strategy. John, red, red, red. Amanda, between red, yellow for all three. Yep, Miriam, red, yellow, red. Cool.
Got it, Chris.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. Well, thank you all for sharing that. I got one more question for you. Continuing on from this, and it's just a bit of an honest. If we were to help you get these three things, a store, story, and strategy, all dialed from where it is for you right now to all green, all kicking, do you believe that you could run a successful e-commerce business? Do you think this is doable if you were to nail all three of those things after going through this session? And again, be honest. Like if you don't think it's going to be helpful, completely understandable. It's fine, but yeah, we got a lot of yeses. Yeah.
I'm going to answer yes for everybody because it's
it's kind of the secret answer. And I agree. To be completely frank, we agree. That's why we do this. That's why we teach what we teach in the circle. Because fact is, like, these are the three biggest roadblocks we see with most businesses, whether they're optimizing, scaling the business, they kind of overlook these things or just don't know how to tackle it at a high level. And for those who are starting a business, it's like the fundamentals that a lot of people miss that leads them to making mistakes and wasting money and time, and then puts them in a place where they give up on their dream. So for us, we're like, yes, nail these three things, and this is how you're going to grow from here. Now, this is just for our sake, everyone. And so, like I mentioned at the start, I'm going to share how you can continue to get our support. We actually have a special offer tonight for everyone here. But just for a bit of a guide here, if you're in that startup or setup phase, then I definitely want you to stay tuned for the offer I'm about to present to you. If you're in the grow up or scale up phase, or you're someone who we've already talked with personally and we know we're just going straight to like a building website solution. For example, like Jeff, I think we're already chatting. Tracy, I think we need to chat afterwards. I think it was Dan and Judy are in the grow up and scale up phase as well. If you're in those phases, what I want you to do, if you're already in that grow up scale up phase, is just go ahead and book a call with us if you haven't already. I know I've already spoken with a few of you, and we'll connect about a bit more of a specific solution to your business. We'll get that link to you in a minute just because I'm sharing. I can't do it myself right
now. I'll share that to a fast
Yeah, perfect. So if you're in the grow up or scale up, or we're already chatting, you don't have to worry about it, but you can go ahead and book a call with us by filling out this fast path plan that Paul's about to link for you. Now, if you're in the startup or setup phase, then this is going to be for you. And I kind of want you to picture yourself, where would things be for you in 12 months? Or I just want you to imagine if you had the store that was green, that was built to convert, if you had a message that was clear and cut through the noise, and if you had a plan on how to grow this business over the next 3, 6, 9, and 12 months, I want you to just put yourself in that position and what it would be like then. And now I want to quickly mention something about, obviously the website's a big deal, and a lot of people try and do things themselves and try and tackle things themselves. And I want to quickly explain why just DIYing your website and just hoping for the best is not going to work. As we've seen, through the session, how much a bad website can affect you. But when it comes to website building, Paul mentioned previously, we had this agency, Insightful, where we build Shopify websites. Now, we have a full-scale dev team who sit in there and they code these websites to make them beautiful and have all the functions that we want. And we do coach people on websites, and we try to help people in terms of, this is what you need to include. But there is a reality that hits where, it's probably the hardest thing for us to teach, because it does require a level of skill and ability in terms of coding to make a lot of the functions that we'll tell you to happen. And it became a bit of a bottleneck for us in terms of how we can help people with their websites. Because they're, like Paul showed you before, there's a framework of about 400 conversion elements that we usually put into a website. So what we found was there was this bit of an issue when we do help people where we're like, this is what you need in your website. But for them, it was very, very hard to actually implement it. And that's exactly why we ended up creating what we call the Store Converter Kit. Some of you here may have heard of this so far already. We do talk about it, in some places where we're present. But the Store Converter Kit, essentially what this is, it's a fancy name. You don't have to worry too much about it. But it takes those 400 elements that we custom code typically when we build websites, and it puts it into a theme. That's just a very basic way of putting it. It's essentially a theme, our premium theme, that has all the functionality on it. And the point of this is, if you're someone who's not tech savvy, like Karen, who I mentioned earlier in the call, who sold the teacups, she was almost 70, right? She doesn't want to worry about this stuff. She doesn't have the time. It's the most time-consuming thing to try and build your website. So the point of the Store Converter Kit is you get it installed, well, we install it into your back end of your Shopify. You open it up, and it looks like a blank template because it's got nothing on it yet, but it has all the functionality built in, the H1s, the H2s, the trust statement areas, the cart drawers, everything that Paul already took you through earlier, all those functions and more, it's already got. So for you, all you need to do now is, if you already got another website that's not great, you just bring everything across from that Shopify store onto this new Shopify store. Or if you're starting from scratch, perfect. Everything's getting done correctly from the get-go. So as you get your products, as you develop your story, as you do everything else, it's now you're building onto the Converter Kit. And the really awesome thing about this is that, and I'll tell you more about the ecom circle in a minute, but you are going to get stuck eventually on this. Sorry, Paul, go ahead. I see you got your hands up. You want to tag in there? Sorry, you're muted. Do I have questions here?
No. Sorry, you go. I was saying something. My kids were going to come running into my office, and I'm like, no,
Oh,
stay
I thought
out
you were
there.
putting your hand up. No worries.
Sorry.
No, all good. But like Paul mentioned before, so we have a private community called the e-commerce circle. I'll go into that in a minute. But essentially, when you do this converter kit, there will be times where you might get stuck, even though it's designed to be really easy to use, and that's fine. The thing about that is, we have in the e-commerce circle a whole channel that is dedicated to people who use the store converter kit. So if you're someone who feels like, I'm not quite tech savvy enough, I don't think I'll be able to do this myself. Well, a lot of people already are and doing quite awesome with you. I'll go through some examples of what it looks like when you go. So this is, I believe, Fiona's material magic business, just an example before what it looked like. And afterwards, after going through the converter kit, kind of what it looks like there. And you can see it has a lot of those elements. And we add that level of support because our dev team who created it, they know everything about it as well as Paul, obviously. So we sit in there about an hour or so a day in that channel. So anytime you have any questions, you come over to that channel, and it's already probably been asked 50 times. So you have the FAQs there. But also, you now have a place where you can ask a question, and within 24 hours, you get an answer on exactly how to do what you're trying to do if you have any troubles on that converter kit. So this is our best way to get you from whatever theme you're using right now that is going to severely limit your ability to make a high converting website over to that high converting framework. So you can now have a website that's actually what we like to call your 24/7 salesperson. That's going to sell for you at a high conversion rate any time of the day, so you can actually send traffic and scale your business. So yeah, that's the converter kit. But now I want to talk to you a little bit about the e-commerce circle. Like I mentioned before, this is our private mentoring community. So this is basically the place where we help there's about 300 or so people in there across about 200 different brands in Australia in the e-commerce circle. And it's just our private community where we help coach people to go from anywhere from scratch, even without a product, to 40K per month, all the way up to 400K per month. And you'll see this is kind of a little bit what it looks like. So it breaks up into 3 sections. The first bit is the coaching calls. You'll see an example here. Now, if you liked today's call, you found this valuable, we do this about 5 times per week, every week, and we go deeper into each topic that we kind of teach. So it's less marketing, obviously, and it's more about this is just the good stuff where you get feedback directly from coaches on these calls. Of course, if you can't make it, you just go catch the recordings like Jade does. Now, the actual community is held on Slack, which looks like this. It's just like a Facebook channel, like a Facebook kind of platform, but it's just a lot easier to use. It's a lot more organized. So we have channels for everything. For example, the store converter kit support, or like meta ads or conversion rate optimization for you to use. And this is where you'll connect with a lot of the other business owners all trying to do what you are trying to do. And again, I want to reiterate from the start, like the reason we're able to actually offer such high valuable training is because all the coaches in there. So you'll see, for example, Lockie, who's our head of meta ads, or Philippe, who's our head of Google ads. Obviously, Chris McLean here, head of brand strategy. Paul, who's he's the head of everything, but he's really a specialist at conversion rate optimization. Everyone here is in the weeds doing this work for the businesses that we're scaling. So, for example, we're running ads for a lot of businesses. So when we go and coach you in that channel, we are directly teaching you from the results that we're getting right now. So we're on top of what's working in each of these different areas, and we know like we can apply it to just about every single niche out there. So it's kind of like our way to give you the ultimate support moving forward for your brand to hit your next goal. And typically, guys, for these 2 products, it is usually $3,000 inclusive to get access to all this. We're doing a bit of a special offer for those who come to the workshop today, because I do want to, I do appreciate you sat here for an hour and a half with me and listen to, me try and speak all this very, very quickly and get all the information out to you. So today the offer is going to be $2,500 for access to both of these things. Now, we also want to make this as accessible for everyone to get started as possible. So if Chris or Paul, you can just drop a link to that in the chat for me. When that's through, guys, you can go open that, have a look. You'll notice that there are payment plans and options as well. So if you can't quite fork out that cash up front, you can use things like Klarna, which will help you pay it out over time, or use some of our other payment plans to make sure that you can get access to the help that you need while you pay that off and start growing your business. And there's just one more thing I want to throw in. So Chris has just dropped that link there. This is the best tool for us to get you, if you're starting a brand or you're looking to really get from 0 to 20K to 40K per month. This is the best way for us to help you with the support and the converter kit. But there's one more thing that I want to offer you, and it's kind of like a bit of a I like to kind of give benefit to people who take action quickly with us. So for those of you who get in before midnight tonight, so this link will be active always, but there will be some of you who jump in tonight, and those who do, you get the converter kit, you get the 12 months access to the private community, but we're also going to do a one-to-one strategy call. We call a fast path plan session directly with yourself and Paul and myself. We're going to sit down and do what we did today for yourself and really nail the next 30, 60, 90 days and beyond of focus for your business, so you know exactly what it is that you need to focus on. So I want to thank everyone here for being today. Everyone here for being here today. You spent some good time with us. I want to just open this kind of time now to just say, or Paul, if you want to say any last words as well. But really, this is kind of the chance for you all to be on a call with us and to ask any questions you might have about ourselves, about the solution we're offering you here, or anything really. I just want to open up the floor. And Paul, did you have any?
Yeah, I'll add some stuff to it. So just to explain again what Chris spoke about then. So as we spoke about clearly, right? Most people on the call have an issue with their store, right? So the converter kit solves the store problem. So if you're like, I want a DIY version where I fix my store myself, this is the best path to go. Yep. We log in, we install our framework, you follow the course. Our course goes by 2 hours, and then you then will have a high converting website using our framework to do exactly what all these other brands are doing. And then as Chris spoke about, so we do 5 calls a week on everything you can possibly manage, like think about Google Ads, Meta Ads, email, brand, conversion rate optimization. We do a founders call on every Friday where everyone just jumps on, like, how's everyone's week been, right? So there's nearly 400 people in the community. So when you're going through the process and you're like, oh, I don't know what words to put on my website, like you go to Chris's brand call on Thursday, or if you go, oh, I've done the course and my website looks way better now, and my website sounds way better now. Now I want to go and do some Meta Ads. I go, cool, well, go to Lockie's Meta Ads call on Wednesday, and he'll teach you how to spend 5, 10, $50 a day and run Meta Ads, right? So the 3 problems that everyone has on this call will be solved within the next 90 days, right? Obviously, there's some people on the call going, oh, I'd rather you build my website for me, in which case we'll have a chat about that and we'll help you from a one-to-one perspective. But I would probably imagine that there's probably a lot of newbies on the call that are kind of like, I've got some semblance of a website and I've got something that sounds like a story, and I'm stuck on those 2 things. Some people might also say, like, I don't even have a product yet, right? So we've just dropped a course recently that helps you actually pick the perfect product. So super happy to throw that in as well. But at some point, you're going to go, well, now that I've got the perfect product, because Paul taught me what I need to sell on the internet, I'm going to need a store, and I'm going to need a story, and I'm going to need to hang around a community that I can learn what all these good brands are doing. So, and when I say good brands, there's probably 100 people in there that are like somewhere between 0 to 40 grand a month, right? Like newbies. So, and our community is also very diverse. So I would say our community is more people that are like 35 plus. They're not kids, right? They're not kids trying to sell drop shipping rubbish from China. They're, mature people trying to build, whether it's a full-time gig or a side hustle or something to do in retirement or their next thing. Like, that's what our community is about. And everyone is like super supportive. Like, they're all building their own friendships inside the community. They're all helping each other. They get our help. They get our dev team's help. So no longer will you have to go to, go and buy a theme and go to wherever online and find a developer and hack your way around it and go, I think it's good. Like, now, within 90 days, you go, great, site's good, story's good, product's good, I got lots of support. I know what I'm doing now. And if at any point in that journey you get stuck, you go to a call or you message us privately and go, what should I do next? Right? We go, do these 3 things next. So for anyone that's serious about building an e-commerce business, this is the process that you go through to do it. You don't join, like there's lots of other communities out there and they'll all be like, oh, just run ads or just do drop shipping or just do whatever. Like you can't grow an e-commerce brand like that in 2026. You need to do things in the right order, at the right timing, say the right things, using the right systems, using the right frameworks. And it's the same stuff that I've used for a very, very long time now. So usually what I like to do at this point in the call as well is like, there's a lot of you that still hanging out with us. I mean, obviously very polite people, but I assume a lot of you have got like a lot of questions, and some people don't have questions, but they're just kind of like nervous. So usually I go to people, I go, well, what are you scared of most happening if you were to go and buy this, right? So I might ask a few people. There's a few that are kind of
question here, Paul.
Yeah, what was the question?
And this is a classic one. Would it be worth trying to, so this is a bit of a sunken cost kind of thing. Would it be worth trying to fix an existing website that's not working? Because, a big investment has already been made in it. They have a subscription club running on the Shopify website. Do you want to answer that one or me?
Well, you're probably missing hundreds of conversion rate element issues. Yeah. So if you want your site to just kind of keep limping along, then of course you can go do it that way. But if you want to go, like it's time to do it properly, then sunk cost fallacy, unfortunately, is a massive thing in the space. Like I meet people that go, hey, I'm onto my 3rd website now and I've spent $2,000, $10,000, $5,000, rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, okay, when are you going to like stop doing that? And they go, yeah, today's the day, right? So
I like to use a kind of analogy. It's like building a house on bad foundations. If you're using a theme that's kind of old, outdated, or you've already built a website that's not performing, it will honestly take you more work and time to try and make that work than to use something that has solid foundations. And the point of the converter kit is that it just gives you the solid foundations from the get-go to work off. So you can do it, Louise. I don't recommend it because you'll actually spend more time and money trying to make that work than starting fresh. And it's a painful thing to admit and to have to cop sometimes, but if you want to move forward, that is what I recommend at least.
The biggest issue that you have as well is that you burn your audience, right? So you have a brand and you need to realize that people come to your website now, today, yesterday, the day before. And I some of you, I don't even know what your brand is, but like if they go, say for example, with Tracy's brand, and they'll be like, oh, I went to that website before and I didn't resonate with it. Anytime they see an ad from Tracy going forward in the future, they're like, I've been there, I'm not going there again. This is a very common thing in the space where you've sent traffic to your website, the client has had a bad experience. It's very expensive to win back a customer, right? You need to wow them on the first time they hear you and see you and get to deal with you, right? So if you're out there with this site that's not like presenting your brand as good as it can, right? You got to go, oh, okay, like that person's not coming back. Like I talked to a lot of people about that, and the guy didn't think about that as a problem.
Yeah. Rachel just asked, I'm not sure if I should do this or build a new website. Well,
this is a new website.
You essentially would be building a new website, but this website will be built to convert. It will have all the elements that we usually custom code in. So I would treat it as a new website. Does that make sense, Rachel? You can just give me a yes or no in the chat if that makes sense.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. So let's explain it. So you have a Shopify account, right? In the side of your Shopify account, you've probably already got a theme sitting in there. That's whatever, Dawn theme, Turbo theme, Impulse theme, some crap theme. So
whatever.
Yeah. One of those things, right? So when we come along and we install a new thing, you go, that now sits in there as another theme, and you go, cool. When the time comes to you finish that, you go, cool, turn on the new theme, get rid of the old theme. Like you're still using Shopify, but now you have a beautiful website that built to convert says the right thing. And the old thing, just go like chuck it in the bin, right? And then as you continue to change stuff, you go, cool, like I can make it better and better and better. And you go to our calls, right? And for example, Rachel, you'd be like, I seen what Tracy did with her website. I seen what Louise did with her website. I seen what the big brand did with their website. How do I do that? You go, cool, I can change that. And this is why the converter kit is so powerful, is because like often, there's probably 150 people in the community using it at the moment. So when I go to a call and I'm like, hey, Tracy, click the button there, or Louise, do this thing on that page, right? And you go, You go, oh, great, I can do that. I don't need a developer. I don't need a designer. I don't need to spend lots of money. I can do it myself. That's why we do this, because I want you guys and ladies to be able to just go, oh, my website, I can fix stuff as I want. Wake up in the middle of the night and I want to add some text to my website. I can log in and I edit it and click save and rah, 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 you know.
Cool. I've got a good question from UD from Prep It here. I know you've been around with us for a fair bit, mate. It's your second time here, and my concern is that if we sign up, we will be introduced to coaches that aren't the people that we just spoke to today with. And I think the best way to answer, do we still have Rod? And there's a couple of people who are in the e-commerce circle right now. Paul,
we do. Yeah, I'll answer that. You deal with all of our team. Obviously, we have highly specialized people in our team that like sit in our store converter kit Slack channel that are like our dev team that I've trained that built the system, right? So, I mean, you go in there and you go like, guys, how do I do that? And they'll go inside of a minute. They'll go, yeah, click this thing, right? If you waited for me to respond, you'd be like, I'll be like in there in the afternoon or whatever. So our team are very, very good. In addition to, all the other people that are in the channel as well. So like Chris is in there and I'm in there and all our coaches are in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, you are coaching a lot of calls. Chris is on a lot of calls.
I coach like four of the calls or something.
Yeah, there is a thing here where we are kind of like the new kids on the block in a little way. We're doing things a little different, and for us, our big goal is to make sure that we stay very, very strong in the coaching that we do provide. That's the base, and we do try to make it very accessible for everyone as well. But if you're someone who you just want personal time with a specific coach, like you need more one-to-one UD, because you guys are a little further ahead. I do remember. Then there are ways to engage with us as well. The offer we just went through might just not be the right one for you, but we might just need to connect again and talk about that if you are looking for a little bit more direct one-to-one with specific coaches. Poozy, you like the idea of the converter kit? Not quite ready yet. Yeah, that's no worry. Look, obviously this offer, the offer we had tonight, it is for tonight with all the inclusions and things like that. But if you do down the track decide you change your mind, Susan, just reach out and we'll help you out. Sounds great. I think this sounds awesome. I think so too, Rachel. We've done it with a lot of people, and this is for us. The reason we created this is it was a solution for us to be able to help people better because we were really struggling with that. If we don't build someone's website, there's no other way for us to really help with the website because people aren't web developers. It's a full-time skill that isn't worth your time. So that's why it is great, is because it's just solving it's a problem for us, and it helped us solve that. Now, a lot of people who have small businesses that are growing them already have the website that they need to start getting that business to the next level. It's like a chicken before the egg kind of thing. Like you need to grow to get the website, but you need the website to grow. So that's why we kind of put this together.
Obviously, like I said as well, like we do full custom sites for brands too. So this offering that we're mentioning tonight is not for everybody. For some people, and I'm probably looking at you, Tracy. You go, I get 18,000 visitors a month. I'm like, we need to fix this website by a month, and it needs to be perfect because I'm like, you look at it and go, oh, how much money am I losing every month by having a website that's not built to convert? Now, compared to other people on the call that are like, oh, I'm brand new and I get no traffic and I don't have like thousands of dollars for a website. Like, I'll start with the converter kit, right? Or some people might just go, I'm not technical at all, but I want a really good website. I go, cool, well, we'll help you this path, right? So we do this workshop for the people that are kind of like, I'm not a massive brand. I'm trying to get going. I've got some momentum or I've got none. And I know I need help with that, and that. You go, great. Some people often come back, or many people come back like in 6 months and they go, cool, I bought the converter kit. I'm doing 10 grand a month now. We got one brand in there, and I'll give you an example. One bloke in there, he sells camping products, right? Works probably, how old would Paul be? Chris be? Paul from Camperlot, 60s or something, 50s, I thought. Yeah. Anyway, he purchased the converter kit probably a year ago. Did it, came back probably 4 months ago, 2 months ago. He's like, Paul, did 60 grand last month. Now can you go and make my website beautiful for us? So we've just finished making a new version of his website for him, So we, again, saying that, like when we build a custom website, it's built on a converter kit anyway. So it continues to get better and better and better. So cool. Thanks, John. Thank you. Do you mind going over the first stuff? I got the coaching community, but missed. So the first offer is for the converter kit. So the converter kit, Dan, is our high converting theme framework that we install on your Shopify site. Comes with the course. You come along, you watch the course, goes for like 2 hours, and it literally goes like, click this button, click that thing, click save, change some colors, rah, 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 rah. And then if you've already got products and collections and everything already set up in your site, I would say if you're a semi-techie person, you can have a new site up and running in like 48 hours, right? If you're a little old lady that is not techie at all, like Karen will say herself, she's like, I'm a little old lady and I'm not techie at all. She did it in like a week. All right. So Chris can even drop a link to Karen's site. And this is not a custom site. She did it herself. Like he can screen share if he wants to. Right. But anybody can do this. In saying that, not everybody like should, right? Again, if you have aspirations to be a proper brand, right, you go, I got better things to do than build my own website. That's where you just like have a chat with us. There's Karen's site.
Good question from Tash as well. She had one question earlier asking, do you have a website where all your different offers are listed? Not really. Like these are the two main things I would say for beginners to worry about. Like these are going to get you the fastest. Like we do a lot of other offers, but no, it's going to get confusing if we say here's a list of the 1,000 things we do. But we can help you out. If you jump into the circle, we'll have a fast path plan call, and then we'll kind of figure out exactly if you need anything else, and we can kind of talk about those things. But typically those two things are going to get you started the best. And then I saw, can I design it? And then you add all the bells and whistles. Design it with a converter kit, and then we'll add the bells and whistles. So this is a pretty important thing. Say if we build a website for you from scratch and it's a 10 out of 10, I like to say that the converter kit can get you to like a 7 or 8 out of 10. So it's good. It's going to get you to the next level of growth of your business. But obviously, we can come through and polish it to make it that next level bit better to look like we designed it from scratch. So what we offer is people who start with a converter kit and you grow the business, you make it, the foundations are good, it gets some traffic, it converts sales. Now you want to make it better, you come to us. We give you a much reduced price for us to come through and just polish it. So you don't actually lose out from that. But if you're thinking of, let me get like a random Dawn theme or whatever theme, and I'll work on that and then get us to fix it later. Same thing as before. No. It's going to be harder for us to fix it because it's built off something different and will actually take us longer and cost you more. So kind of like
you coming to me and say, hey, I want my Toyota Camry to be as fast as your Lambo. And I'm like, I can't do anything to the engine in that thing. Sorry. Like, but come to me with the shell of a Lambo, like an engine of a Lambo. I'm like, we can do some cool stuff together. So,
yeah. I'm sure
Rod's actually a member of our community. He loves it. He just can't get enough of us. So he hangs out on these things as well. So like, Rod, feel free if you want to say any nice things about us, you know what I mean? So, I mean, the only other thing I wanted to add, like someone did ask, like you can buy the converter kit as all I want is converter kit, or you can buy access to the community, right? Or you can buy a website from us. Like we can unbundle it and go, I just want that, or I just want that. So if you do anything tonight, everyone, like last thing I want to do, I've sat here for an hour and 45 minutes, please join our community, right? Because you're going to get immense value out of joining our community. $1,000 for the year, right? And like Chris said, $1,000 for the year, another $1,000, you get your website sorted. Like,
I'll drop the link.
Crazy offer.
You just want to start in the community, that's absolutely fine, guys. Here's a link to it. And Tash, you're having fun designing it. This is a good thing, Tash. You will still have fun designing it, but there will be mainly just the fun to be had and not the bullshit that you have to deal with in the background. Everyone's website, it is your own flavor and your own feel. Everyone's website that we builds, they look different, but they have the same framework, the same flow, the same elements.
Yeah.
So it just means you don't have to worry about having the conversion rate elements in it because they're already there, and you can make it in your own style at the same time. You get your own photos, your own products, your own brand messaging, everything else. So you are very much still designing it. We're just, if anything, it's going to be more fun that way for you. Hopefully that makes sense. My line dropped out, so I did not hear the packages. That is extremely unfortunate. Amanda, I think you're scaling.
Watch the recording.
I think, Amanda, you said you were in the scale position, so we need to connect afterwards instead because you'll need a different solution for you. But Chris or Paul, could you drop that thing, the link again for the fast path plan for Amanda?
So for Rachel, you should just book a fast path plan as well. Like, I'll drop that link once I can find the link.
Yeah, guys, if you're not 100%, like, and you want to just chat a little bit about which decision to make, by all means, we'll take the time to have a chat with you. So Paul will drop that link again. Fill it out, and we'll. This is just going to get you to share some info, so we know about you, and then I'll get in contact and we'll organize just a bit of a chat session. Like we've already done with I think a few people here have already had one of these sessions as well.
I just got your message, Jeff. Thank you, appreciate that.
Jeff is a good
offer. Yeah, happy to chat on a call. I know you and Chris have already chat, mate, but happy to get on a call as well. And
we'll connect again tomorrow.
That. Yeah, do that.
Nice guitars, Paul. That is true. They are quite nice.
Who said that?
Thanks. Chat session would be great.
Ah,
Amanda,
yeah.
just make sure, because sometimes it's hard for me to follow up in our system who's who, because Zoom names are different. Please, Amanda, fill in that at least get that link up, the FastPath plan, so you have it and you can fill it in later. That way I can easily follow up with you afterwards. But thank you very much for jumping in. Kerry,
Yeah.
thank you for jumping in. Hope you had a good time. And yeah, hopefully we'll see a couple of you, if not all of you, in the circle.
Thank you very much for attending, guys. Thanks for everyone who watches the replay later. As my 5-year-old has recently started saying, if you see the video on YouTube, like and subscribe. My dad. So I think he's figured out how it works. The more subscribers I get, the more toys he gets to buy. So do him a favor and follow the channel. If you have any friends that are in e-commerce, like send them this recording. But yeah, I've had fun hanging out with all of you. Excited to be part of your journeys, and then we'll come back here a year from now and go, hey, your name's on the slide, and remember when they started a year ago. All right, guys, have a good rest of your week, and I will catch you all soon. Good job, Chris. Crush it. Cheers. Bye.